And the river still shines and shimmers in the light as it did in our grandfather's day, when they rode all night to fish in the morning and lived in Willapa Bay.
Okay, guys, we are starting our last hour. I just want to say thank you to Liberty Theater. Thank you to all the volunteers that make it so people like me can just show up in town and enjoy this. And thank you to you, the audience. You guys have been awesome, and it just makes it such a privilege to be up here. So now I want to introduce Brownsmead's Flats from Brownsmead, Oregon. These guys have been doing music for 40 years together, so please welcome them, Brownsmead's Flats.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out to the FisherPoet Gathering.
40 years, do you think we'll do this right?
Well, I'm the new kid on the block. It's only been 20 for me, but I was a sub for a while. So, you know.
No pressure.
You're on, Dan.
I'm on.
Okay.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Sail away, sail away, sail away home.
Sun's gonna rise this morning, moon's gonna shine tonight. If I could see it one more time, I'd dance in the glorious light. Rain will fall, the snow will blow, sun will bake us dry. It's all part of the circle, no need to wonder why.
Sail away, sail away, sail away home. Sail away, sister, sail away home.
Mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, sisters too. We take a place for a short time and then we start anew. We view each birth with joy and hope, begins another day. But soon our time is up and it's time to sail away.
Sail away, sail away, sail away home. Sail away, sister, sail away home.
Sail away,
Sail away, sail away home. Sail away, sister, sail away home.
I put it in a jar for you, the colors and the light, to take along your journey and to help you through the night. And as you sail out one last time, the beauty you will see. Your wings are gonna lift you and finally set you free.
Sail away, sail away, sail away home. Sail away, sister, sail away home. Sail away, sail away, sail away home. Sail away, sister, sail away home.
We'll all sail away someday, sail away home.
Thank you very much.
Move these things closer. Is that okay? We like being close. Hey, that's too close.
Well, these aren't all fishing songs, but they're pretty much all seafaring songs. So this song is one that I wrote, I guess, 18 years ago.
18.
For the
Your math is excellent.
impeccable. I wrote it for the centennial of the stranding of the British bark Peter Iredale. So it's called The Ballad of the Peter Iredale.
Oh, clever.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Over there.
1, 2, 3, 4. day was 1906. In the month of October, she'd sailed north from Mexico in 28 days. Her master, Captain Lawrence, was a good man and sober. Her crew was 25 brave boys plus 2 stowaways. Product of the Ritson yards, her lines, they were handsome. The largest ship that ever built, a 4-masted bark. She measured near 300 feet from bowsprit to transom. For 16 years she'd sail the seas through daylight and dark. It's the sand boys, she's hit the bloody sand boys. She's caught up in the breakers on the flats of shore. It's the sand boys, she'll never leave the land boys. Mighty Peter Iredale will sail no more. The Tillamook Rock Light was spied at 3 in the morning. All hands are called up on the deck to shorten the sails. While waiting for the pilot boat, without any warning, the wind veered to the west and blew a full-on gale. She had 1,000 tons of ballast under her hatches. Still she could not claw her way back out through the waves. She soon was in the surf line, taking breakers in batches, and all aboard were looking out at the watery graves. It's the sand boys, she's hit the bloody sand boys. She's caught up in the breakers on the flats of shore. It's the sand boys, she'll never leave the land boys. Mighty Peter Iredale will sail no more.
Hollow iron mizzenmast was snapped by the impact. All the mizzen tom pamper crashed down on the men. While they dodged the falling spars, you knew every man Jack was certain that the Iredale would never sail again. By morning light, Point Adams sent a crew in a surfboat. Braving wind and wave, they soon saved every hand. And though the optimist among them said she could still float, Peter Iredale was firmly stuck in the sand.
The salver stripped the steel plating off of her framing and left her stem and bowsprit pointing up at the sky. For decades upon decades she endured their remaining, reminding us the Iredale was too tough to die. During the war she was dressed up in barbed wire, while soldiers in helmets patrolled on the sand. She witnessed the flash of the submarine's fire, the only attack upon the U.S. mainland.
It's the sand boys, she's hit them, caught up in the breakers on the flats of shore. It's the sand boys, she'll never leave the land boys. Mighty Peter Iredale will sail no more.
Perhaps this old hulk has been spared for some purpose, while others about her were swallowed up whole. Some quirk of current kept her battered bones on the surface, her holy forecastle crumbling as the years took their toll. For over a century, her ribs have lain rusting, a relic and reminder of the lost age of sail. While waves wash about her and storm winds are gusting, we see and we remember the Peter Iredale.
It's the sand boys, she's hit the bloody sand boys. She's caught up in the breakers on the flats of shore. It's the sand boys, she'll never leave the land boys. Mighty Peter Iredale will sail no more. The mighty Peter Iredale will sail no more.
Thank you.
Okay, here's a song I wrote. I used to say I wrote this for the salmon, which I did, but I think I wrote it for all the anadromous fish that come in and out of the Columbia River. And there are a lot of them.
Ready to do something else.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Let the rivers run wild. Let the rivers run free. Let the salmon swim unhindered to and from the sea. Let the rivers run wild. Let the rivers run free. Let the salmon swim unhindered to and from the sea. Woody Guthrie once wrote down a famous song about the Columbia River's power turning darkness to dawn. If he'd known the terrible price we paid, I wonder what verses he might have made.
The mighty dams that man has built are slowly being filled up with trash and silt. No place for salmon, eggs, or milk. The Columbia's but a reservoir.
Let the rivers run wild. Let the rivers run free. Let the salmon swim unhindered to and from the sea. Let the rivers run wild. Let the rivers run free. Let the salmon swim unhindered to and from the sea. Now picture, if you will, the Pacific Northwest as a station having a cardiac arrest. The dams that clog its major artery may force us to perform major surgery. The salmon represent our cellular strife. Like the blood in our veins, they bring to us life. Their struggle to survive is our struggle too. The question remains, what can we do? Let the rivers run wild. Let the rivers run free. Let the salmon swim unhindered to and from the sea. Let the rivers run wild. Let the rivers run free. Let the salmon swim unhindered to and from the sea.
Perhaps the solution is not out of reach. The answer may lie in the breach. When we restore what was there before, the Columbia will be a river once more. Let the rivers run. Columbia will be a river once more. Let the rivers run. Columbia will be a river once more. Let the rivers run. The Columbia will be a river once more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think they're breaching one of the first dams on the Snake River as we speak. We'll see how it all works out for everybody, and we hope it works for all.
Okay, this next tune we did not write, but we love it. It was written by Mary Garvey, who is a performer here at Fisher Poets. And as a special treat to you all, we're not going to play our instruments.
Close enough?
Yep, close enough.
Okay, we'll give this a try. It isn't very far from Astoria's bar, but a very long journey it can be. It can start at the mouth of a mighty blue river and end at the bottom of the sea. And the river still shines and shimmers in the light as it did in our grandfather's day, when they rode all night to fish in the morning and lived in Willapa Bay.
When the tide is rough, so very, very rough, so rough that you cannot stand, it drives a little fish right into the nets and the boats right into the sand. And the river still shines and shimmers in the light as it did in our grandfather's day, when they rode all night to fish in the morning and lived in Willapa Bay. In the mist and the rain, with our labor and our pain, we know what the fishing here is worth.
It is worth more than gold.
When we fill our hold,
It is one
of the treasures of the earth.
And the river still shines and shimmers in the light as it did in our grandfather's day, when they rode all night to fish in the morning and lived in Willapa Bay. It isn't very far to Astoria's bar, but a very long journey it can be. It can start at the mouth of a mighty blue river and end at the bottom of the sea. And the river still shines and shimmers in the light as it did in our grandfather's day, when they rode all night to fish in the morning and lived in Willapa Bay. And the river still shines and shimmers in the light as it did in our grandfather's day, when they rode all night to fish in the morning and lived in Willapa Bay.
I think we're done, boys. I think we're done. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be playing tomorrow night at Kala and then also at Xanadu. I think we're off. We're done?
White Maine spruce, grain so even, you can almost hear the music now. Sidewood bent in the water steaming, and the easy slide of a dovetail saw. I learned these skills, but no one taught me. I make guitars that others play. Too much rain and darn long winters, but I love the work of a luthier's trade.
Hey, thanks for taking a minute to talk to us about the FisherPoets Gathering. Can you tell me your name?
Jason.
Jason, why are you here this weekend?
This must be like our 15th one. We've been coming since 2008 from Portland to Astoria to see the poetry.
That is fantastic. So that means you're really enjoying it. You're getting a lot out of it. What would you tell people if they were asking you what it's all about and what they should see?
Absolutely. I'm always recruiting folks to come down because it's very casual. Doesn't cost a lot of money. You get to see all the poets you'd like, get to see even more, and it's all walkable. There's plenty of food and plenty of room and lots of voices and 20 minutes, and then you're on to a new artist. So it's been a treat every time. We'll never miss it.
Well, I know we only had the Friday night performances. We haven't had the Saturday night performances yet, but so far, what's been your favorite?
I was seeing a number of great familiar faces, and then I finally ventured out a bit and saying instead of my favorites, I'd see some I didn't know. So last night over at Fort George, I saw Mariah Waterman and thought it was just a home run, each poem of hers. So I hope to maybe track her down or, follow through with my plan to see new artists tonight.
Any tips?
If you just move around a lot and you just open your mind up to something new, you'll always be surprised.
Jason, thank you so much for talking with us today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.